Hi guys. So, just want to talk to you about the reality and the most important person on site, and that changes over time, but always in contention. Always in contention is the builder, and choosing the right builder, and how to choose the right builder, and how to vet the right builder. It's a minefield. It's a complete and utter minefield, and it can be a lottery. You need to make it systematic to take that lottery gambling edge out of it. Going with the local guy always makes sense. Always makes sense as long as it's validated and verified. So usually on domestic works, what I find works best is if the architect has a couple of contacts, if the quantity surveyor has a couple of contacts, the engineer has a couple of contacts, and the homeowners have seen local guys doing work. So if it's all stacked with the architect and he brings 5 or 6 people, what you'll find very quickly is that they will know the architect's pricing range. They will have got feedback from other tenders. They will know roughly what type of work he does, what type of products he uses, and where his clients expect, and he's probably already told his clients where the costs are going to be. So they have a tiny little bit of inside knowledge, which is fine. If they're working with a quantity surveyor who's working with the homeowner, but they know the guy and they've done other jobs with him, they'll have the same type of familiarity with him. If they're working with an engineer, usually be structural, might only be partial, might be a whole project. So that may not be as entrenched with the engineer. So by having a basket of guys, you vary the relationships, you vary over dependency, you vary guys of just putting in a tender just to be to stay on the tender list. Even if they mightn't want a job, they'll just take a fly at it and just fill it out. You increase the possibility of getting more tenders back by employing a quantity surveyor to do a bill of quantities. By doing that, then you have a package that they can fill out easier. The nature of that is also interesting. I'm doing a project and the architect, I don't know by design or intent, but it's actually put very little information into the bill of quantities and has left a whole pile of assumptions, which I think is strategic. I think that this is intentional to leave gaps in the pricing document that'll then become assumptions that it's in upon their behalf. So it's a lethal game. I actually, in that situation, told my builder, who I only work for 2 builders, I told my builder who was pricing that not to go near the job. And what did he do? He turned around and he put it in an extra 200,000 more than what I thought it was going to be. So these games can backfire. I think the more transparent, the more accurate, the more detailed, the more charged, the more interlinked, the more reference back to the specifications, the clarity of that, the honest disclaimer that you've measured everything in good faith, but it's on the responsibility of the builder to do it. I think that this is a multifold effect. You get back better, clearer, more transparent tenders, and you also build trust with the builders from day one, which is then going to play into your variations. So when you get the tenders back, and this is within a design system, a design team with an engineer, an architect, quantity surveyor, and why quantity surveyor? I guess because I actually turned to an architect, very, very clever guy, and I said, look, there's a couple of adjustments that need to be done in the Excel sheet. He says, I don't do them, that's your job. So that's highly understandable. Everybody has different skill sets, and everybody's different boundaries. So, quantity surveyor will then do a tender analysis to compare like with like. Sometimes guys add sums in, sometimes they take away, sometimes they leave things blank. They may be included, sometimes this may refer that they're not priced. So then a letter of clarifications has to go out to the builder. At this stage, then you get a one or two preferred builders, but you've been strategic. Now, personality, disposition have to come in. I always recommend that they go out to see the homeowner, visit the site. A pal of mine once years ago got a call from Aircom to tell him that he had to change who his buddy was because he was ringing the builder more than his wife. So you're going to become very, very close to them. Maybe not most friendliest of relationships, but you will be in constant contact with them. Better if it is friendly, but you will be in constant contact with them. And so to meet them, to get a good feeling about them, to see their reflections upon the building. Also as well, you'll start to see little signs of, has somebody really analysed the drawings? Has somebody returned the tender with comments over certain items? Has somebody raised queries about the project? Has somebody asked to come out to a first beforehand? Who comes out to the meeting? First meeting, I know one company, and they bring the office manager, they bring the foreman, they bring the director and quantity surveyor. And some people think that that's overkill. I certainly don't. When somebody's putting their life savings on the line, it's far from overkill. It really is. So at that stage, you'll start to get messages. I think it's really important to have both partners there, as usually most construction jobs who are residential have two partners, not all, but two. And I think different people have pick up on different items, different conversations, see different things. So having two partners there is really important at that stage. And it's like an interview, but the interview goes both ways. Checking references is of huge importance, obviously, but that checking references means going to job sites. It means seeing people. It means chatting to them. It means getting feedback personally, obviously. It also then means to see what type of jobs is he showing you. Is he actually showing you local jobs that you can verify and see and you know in the neighbourhood? Or is he showing you jobs that are further away and are out in the neighbourhood? What volume of work has he done? The quantity is important, but also the volume. How long has he been doing it? What's his management structure? If the guy arrives with lovely clean, 2-3 lovely clean vans and a foreman and everything's great, that's super, but his overheads are going to be higher than somebody who arrives with a smaller van and doubles up as a foreman come director of the company, and he's probably most likely a carpenter as well, so he wouldn't have a driver. So his overheads are going to be different than those with somebody with more structured infrastructure and organizational chain alignment. So then it's usually down to one or two. Often find that gut plays a big part in this, and even though I am analytical, I don't think you can underplay the importance of gut feeling. I really don't. You have to trust yourself. So even at then awarding the stage, usually clarifications are going to be made, and still really important to monitor behaviour at this stage and see people's interactions, see their strategy. If you ask a builder is something included, the answer will always be no. So you have to be careful how you frame these clarifications, because if you claim them, if you claim them in such a way that he gets a chance to increase the price, he will. So now you're getting closer. Now you have to go and check up his status in terms of liquidated and solvency. If a company has been liquidated the previous year, I once got 3 or 4 names from a homeowner, and 3 out of the 4 guys have been liquidated in the last year and a half. So, and I certainly believe in giving people the chance, but this is a huge, huge, huge decision. So for me, what I would recommend is that you get their status checked out, and if it's all good, then you got green lights. Then you negotiate the contract, what type of contract, duration of the contract, and even that's telling in itself. Payment schedule, as I said before, if somebody wants to go down to 2 weeks instead of a month, that's a red flag as far as I'm concerned, because then his cash flow isn't good. So all of these things are signalled at different ways. The cleanness of his van is a signal, his appearance is a signal, his organisation skills is a signal, his promptness of getting back is a signal. All of these items are a signal. And you can be very lucky. A friend of mine had a great job done by a super local builder. Everything went well. It was an open-ended negotiation. The architect was great. Don't even think they had the quantities of air. There was absolutely no aggro on site. And that all went well. And if I was doing the job, I would be putting those guys on the tender list. Don't even think I can get them, to be honest with you. I tried. I did try. But they're very, very, very good. And so that works extremely well occasionally. But you have to be analytical. You have to do that process and still be analytical. And you have to put the numbers in your favour. And by putting the numbers in your favour, you're putting the odds in your favour. And you got a better chance of selecting a really, really good builder for your home.